Hi everyone, welcome back to Coffee, Books, and Rain, where we are discussing all things literary related, and today my hair decided to be a little bit weird because it got slightly rained on. That is okay because that is what Coffee and Rain embraces as often as possible. I love a rainy day. I do not care if my hair has to suffer for it. Uh, I have a lovely cup of decaf coffee with me, and we are discussing the Highgate Cemetery Murder. It is Tate and Bell Mystery 1, and I do not know about you guys, but please and thank you give me as many Victorian murder mystery crimes that you can possibly give me. I saw this one pop up and I immediately applied for it on my NetGalley account, and I am so thankful I did because not only is this the first one of the series, that means there's hopefully more to come. I had a fantastic time listening to it. Now, I did get the audiobook version, and so I wanted to go ahead and let you guys know that it's about. Let me grab my tablet. I have to grab it to see how long it actually was, because otherwise, how can I tell you how long it is? It is, looking at the time, I would say it looks like it's about 14 hours long. That is not bad. And it is about 384 pages long on the Kindle edition. So that would be an ebook edition. I hope that they have this in a paperback or a hardback because I may actually go out and buy that as well. Oh yeah, I see on Goodreads that there is a paperback also releasing, and the book is expected to be published on February 29th of 2024. Ooh, and I'm hearing some nice thunder outside as I'm talking about a murder mystery. So, all the good vibes for this particular book as I'm going to start to tell you a little bit about it. I do not know what your general favorite genre is, but I know on my podcast that I have with my friends Hannah and Annalicia, and the podcast is called Books Are Magical. If you ever want to check it out, I tend to be the one who gravitates towards picking up the ones that are thriller or crime or the whodunits. I love the ones that kind of are gothic, maybe even a little bit horror, psychological. And this one's not psychological, but it does have that Sherlock and Holmes, a little bit crime. Now, I see one of the genres that somebody placed on Goodreads is a cozy mystery. Now, it's kind of hard for me to say cozy mystery when you have a little bit of murder and someone having a bleeding heart hanging around their neck. Doesn't feel super cozy. However, I think that it. Let's get into the synopsis of this book. Highgate Cemetery Murder. His heart pounding, the man scribbles the words in his notebook as fast as he can. Woman dead in Highgate, man in caped cloak. Milky Way and red streaks, I'm being followed. Hours later, the man's cold body lies in the cemetery mortuary, alongside the woman he couldn't save. And his sister, unconventional nurse Gemma Tate, tracks down troubled police Inspector Sebastian Bell to unravel the truth. Sebastian has enough pressure to solve the murder of aristocratic heiress without Gemma meddling in his case. But the cryptic sentences she brings him from her brother's notebook could be a crucial lead if only he knew what Milky Way meant. But as the trail of clues takes them away from the gilded drawing rooms of the nobility and into the dangerous slums of London, how far will their partnership be tested on the quest for justice, and will they both emerge unscathed? So, that is just the summary that I read to you off of Goodreads. Now, it is the general synopsis that you'll probably find on NetGalley as well as most other places. So please go out there and feel free to look at it yourselves and decide for you. I give this book about a 4.5 stars. It's not perfect, but honestly, it feeds my love of the murder mystery novels, of the kind of the thriller crime. Um, and again, I love that Victorian sort of vibe. I don't know, there's something about that just general era of the fog and that really piques my interest. I'm certain if I lived that time, it would have been horrible, but to read it from the other side of the page, I find it very intriguing. I eagerly look forward to the next book in this series, and I thought it was incredibly well done as an audiobook. So, also want to give a little shout out to the narrator, who I am so sorry I am drawing a blank on, which I should probably pull up my tablet and just kind of give an acknowledgement as to the narrator that I don't even see on the cover of the book. So I apologize, but I'm not even seeing it here on the cover of the book. So all I see is that the author of the book is Irina Shapiro. So please go find it. Now, let me give you my little brief summary and synopsis that I guess it's my review. I don't have to give you another synopsis. So, pacing. Pacing wise, I think with a sort of a crime mystery novel is always incredibly important. You want to have this sort of book kind of keep you on the edge, moving forward towards the next clue, towards the next step, towards at least towards something. And I think this book does well with that because each of the characters, both Gemma Tate and Sebastian Bell, which are the Tate and Bell of the duo who ultimately I think will be the ones we move forward with our kind of hopefully series, will each have kind of sort of character flaws. Now, Gemma has been working as more of like a private nurse, and the day of her brother's passing, she gets what I would call a proposal from the gentleman she works for to live at his house with him and his mother, and she's not very on board with that, which I was like, good for you, girl, because that seems awkward. Now Sebastian, he seems on the verge of being fired from Scotland Yard, but it also seems as though he has not been able to get over the death of his wife, in order to really kind of get back on track with his career. So he's been floundering a little bit, and this case is more or less make or break for him with his boss. And now Gemma, she is convinced through her brother's notebook that is kind of found with his possessions, as well as a whisper that she hears in her ear that it was not an accident. Now, I'm not saying this book has any sort of magical realism, but it is a mystery novel, and I would be amiss to say that there may be a little bit of ghostly activity, just very barely, very lightly. And so just want to kind of throw that out there. Just little touches, but Victor was her twin. And so if you believe that twins may have just a slightly, maybe deeper connection, then maybe on the day of his passing, when she receives his personal effects, he reaches out to her from beyond and he tells her that it was not an accident. And she believes him. And so she more or less kind of goes on a bit of a personal quest to try to uncover a little bit more of what happened to her brother. Because on the surface, it does look like just an accident. It looks as though he was run over by an omnibus, that he was running, that he wasn't paying attention, and that he was run over. However, there's more to the story, as he says he was being followed, he was being chased. possibly pushed, who knows, but it seems to be far more than just what's on the surface. And he saw whatever was going on in the graveyard too, and there is that mystery to solve as well. Um, so all of that to say, it is an incredible whodunit as we work to try to solve the mystery of the woman on the cross, because the woman is found hanging on a cross, strangled, and like I said, with a pig's heart hanging around her neck. I think its atmosphere is perfect for a cold, wintry day or a rainy day, as we are now. I mean, it was 70 degrees outside today, so maybe maybe a rainy day will work for you. But I personally love curling up in a chair with a great crime novel and helping the characters figure out, I guess, who did it in the end. I want to thank NetGalley and the publisher of Storm Publishing for allowing me to have an advanced copy of this book in exchange for my honest review. Again, my review is just my thoughts. I rarely read other people's thoughts and opinions when it comes to these sorts of things until after I have posed my own thoughts and opinions, because I do not want to be swayed by other people's thoughts. I simply only go and grab the basic publication date, the approximate pages, and then the star rating is my star rating. Because NetGalley and Goodreads do not let me give half stars, where I said I would give it at 4.5, I will ultimately round this up to 5 stars on Goodreads and NetGalley, because I don't feel like it's a book that deserves to be rounded down to 4. I will round it up, and with hopes that I will be able to see the next book of this series before too long. And until next time, I hope you all keep reading. I hope you find your next favorite read, and I will see you on the next page. Oh, and if you've made it this far, thank you so much for tuning in. I know I've waited so long to actually push this out there. Please check out my podcast, Books Are Magical, with my friends Annalicia and Hannah. We push that out weekly, and it can be found on most major platforms. We also, I have a primary channel called Hope and Coffee. Oh my goodness. So many different things. So I have all these different things if you are curious about, and I would love to chat with you in any way possible about anything books or literature that you may want to chat about. So until next time, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next page. Have a great one. Bye.